Moving on to our feature discussion, which is this week our favourite Christmas games that are not Christmas nights. Because we've already mentioned Christmas nights because it's great, but let's face it, Christmas nights, as we're born and bred Sega nerds here at Megavisions, it's probably the only true Christmas game to play. So yeah, it's a perfect Christmas title. It's colourful, it's super fun, it's got great music, it's got tons of replayability, and back in the day, it was the first time you got to play as Sonic in 3D, which blew my tiny little mind, I'll tell you that much. So we're going to ask ourselves, what are our favourite Christmas games that are not Christmas nights? And so yeah, we're going to talk about our main game. We've got a couple of runners up, I think, each as well. So Scotty, do you want to crack it off with your main game?
Yeah, I can. I want to say first, shout out to my dumbass childhood self. I don't have the box art for Christmas nights anymore because I thought it'd be real cool to take like the display, the boxes of like my controllers and my guns and the console and cut them all up and make them into a big wall shaped poster. So I totally did that with that demo box, I think, as well, which is just like one of those little envelope leaflet things. So I don't have the box art to Christmas nights anymore because I was a goddamn idiot child. Very upset about that. Anyway, that aside, my Christmas game, best, or what is this favorite Christmas game that's not Christmas nights, essentially?
Basically, yeah.
Mine's Home Alone on the Genesis. Everybody remembers, I'm holding up the case right now. Everybody knows Macaulay Culkin slapping his face and holding it there, but everybody remembers him saying "Holy cow!" Right? That's on the box art. It's a dumb word bubble that it does not happen ever in the movie. Maybe he says "Holy cow," but not like
this game. I don't know.
Not like
my
that.
Copies,
huh?
Keep talking, my friend.
Does your copy have? Yeah. So anyway, Home Alone is a strategic crime game. I don't know what to say about it. What you do is you slide around on your sled, and you grab power-ups and stuff. What's yours look like there? Same thing, or
mine
what?
is the same. It's the same, actually.
It's almost identical. Yeah, the only difference is that old school Genesis or Mega Drive.
Yeah, basically.
Like chrome look. I don't know which one I like more. It differs, like in terms of that logo itself. I will say that I do like this box art more than the later side thing they did with the red. Move
it across the screen slightly. There you go. That's a bit better. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
condensed camera angles. Yeah, I like the old school ones better, in my opinion. The black grid. I guess that followed from the Master System white grid. But anyway, Home Alone. You start out as a top-down view of skating around on your sled, sliding. Why can't I say sliding? Sliding around on your sled. Then you grab like power-ups and stuff, and grab ammo for the different guns and things like that. And you might say, like, what different guns? He only had a BB gun. Well, this is a prime example. What the hell is that other one you're holding up?
Oh, I just go sorry with. I'm just showing off the blue case. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
I think this one has that backwards box art. Oh, no. Xeno Crisis did the old school Genesis one as well. But anyway, in Home Alone, this was, in the 90s when they make a licensed game, they take major liberties with what goes on in the game. Like in Aladdin, he was throwing apples at people. Nobody remembers him ever throwing an apple at anybody. Or other stuff like that.
Didn't he?
Maybe he replaced an apple with something. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Thing I'm getting to with Home Alone, what you do is you have to defend 5 houses in the neighborhood, and you if you go into a house before the wet bandits get in there, then you can lay traps. So it could be everything from putting tar on the floor to slow them down while you shoot them, to micro machines and toys on the floor to slip on them, to setting up a blowtorch to hit them in the face. Things like that. There's no paint cans, now that I think about it, anywhere, which is like, I feel like the iconic thing from Home Alone is getting hit in the head with a paint can, which would fucking hurt. But you can set up traps only when they're not in the house, and then you can go into the house and collect different things to use against them as well. So what happens when they get into the house? You have a ammo meter, you have a loot meter, and a pain meter. So you have to max out the pain meter, which is just like kick the shit out of the wet bandits to get them out of the house before they loot the house. And I believe once you get in there, the pain meter only counts when you're in the same house as them. Because I mentioned there are 5 houses, so you want to go to the houses ahead of time and set up the traps. Some of them, like there's a super modern techie house that has a service robot going around, and it'll shock them if they're in there. It'll shock you as well. There's an older house that has a ghost that'll electrocute you, or whatever as you're walking around. In the McAllister house in your home, they have the tarantula that's creeping around the ceiling, and it'll drop down and do damage to them. Probably the coolest thing about this game is how you can get different items and make different weapons. Like you have a pepper gun that makes them sneeze, something that shoots electricity that shocks them, a couple different versions of that. There's one that turns them into giant red rubber balls and they bounce around. It's like that weird like blomp, blomp, blomp sound as they're rocking back and forth. There's a snowball gun that turns them into snowmen, things like that. So if you play on beginner, it suggests what you can do to you have to have, I think it's a launcher, ammo, and and like the platform, I think it is, for the guns or whatever. So you have to figure out which each of those are. In expert play, excuse me, you have to find these things to put together to make the weapons, to fire at them and stuff, and then you can also take them apart to use it for other weapons. But in beginner mode, it shows you, it like auto forms them together. In expert mode, you have to figure out what works together to make a gun. So it is significantly more challenging in that regard, in my opinion. And you collect BB gun ammo as well, but that's how you do damage to them. I played it through yesterday. It was kind of a lazier day for us, so thankfully I had time to sit down with this. And you have a time limit of like 20 minutes overall for the game. So you have to go to each house, get in there before them, lay the traps, wait for them to get in there, then do damage to them. And there's enough time in between that you can skate around. You can sled ride around. God damn it. Slide around. I keep saying skate. And get in there and get ammo and get traps. I don't know how to get more traps, though. So what I found myself doing was going in there, laying traps, and then just trying to and like lure them to the tarantula or lure them to the robot or the ghost or whatever to pump up the pain meter.
Sorry, you actually just froze for a second. You sort of, sorry about that.
What was the last thing you got from me?
You said you didn't know how to get more traps, basically.
I don't know how to get more traps in the game, so I would max out my guns and get more ammo and stuff for them. And then I'd lay a couple of traps, but otherwise I would rely on the house defense mechanisms, like this tarantula or the ghost or the robot, and run down the clock essentially I would just shoot them a bunch to do damage to them rather than rely on the traps. And it gives you a rating at the end. Eventually the cops come, and I forget what my rating on the Genesis version was different than I also played the Game Gear version, which is essentially just a lesser version of the Genesis game. Excuse me. Oh, I got Alert Citizen rank for the Game Gear version. The other one I got like Wimpy Defender or something. I don't remember on the Genesis version. It's a hard game. It can get difficult though if you don't know how to like prep beforehand. And it's fun and weird. I feel like the time limit makes it more digestible, but also more difficult because there's definite replay value with that. I could not imagine paying $50 for this and getting like 20 minutes of gameplay out of it or whatever it would have been back in the day. The Game Gear version actually has something different in one of the houses. There's a cat that's hanging out and can scratch and attack you. And also the heating, like those big heating vents in older houses, like the piping stuff, blows steam on you. That's not in the Genesis version, which I thought was interesting. But you collect tires, like spare tires or just car tires, and you lay them down in the house to jump higher and get items and stuff as well. This game is weird. It takes a lot of liberties because you never go into you go into one other, or Kevin goes in one other house in the movie, I remember, like at the very end, because he's walking through the water that they always started flooding the house and stuff of. And But that's what happens if they loot the house. It says like the wet bandits got it, and the house just all turns blue on the outside, so you know like you can't go back into that house or whatever. I'd be interested to watch like a perfect run. Oh, after I played through the Genesis one, I thought I'd try to find like Game Genie codes to max out something to see like if I could get the best time or whatever, but there just aren't any. There's Game Genie codes for the SNES version, but not the Genesis version. So it's a cool game. It's a weird game. It's definitely not for everybody. I posted a picture of it plugged into my Genesis and also plugged into my 32X to say just research to try to get people interested in what we were talking about. Of course, the only reply was, heard this game is bad. And there's another reply about the Genesis itself or something. But also with that, found out my copy of the game does not work. So fuck the guy that I bought it from at Too Many Games. I got it cheap. And it's complete. You know, it's got the instructions, the fun, like, permanent marks all over it. So I have to find the cartridge itself again, which now is not the time to try to find a Home Alone game cheaply. So I'll look for that later on. But so since my cartridge wasn't eligible, I found another way to play it, we'll say, and enjoyed that. I kind of want to try the Super Nintendo version. The second game is very different, and it's just a straight-up platformer. I don't remember if you lay traps at all, and you're like fighting the hotel staff and whatever. Tim Curry and everything. This game is weird and difficult, and I could see it being fun to play with a buddy. Have you ever played? You own it, but have you ever played it, Graham?
I have not, because I actually picked this up. I think I picked it up earlier this year, but just haven't actually got around to it. There's a lot of retro games I've been picking up this year to try and build up my collection, which I just haven't played, to be honest. But yes, I own it, never played it, so I'm interested. It sounds really fun, because I don't know, in my head I was like, oh, it's going to be not that interesting. But from what you described, I sort of assumed it was going to be like just a basic platform game, but from what you described, it's a lot more intricate. It sounds really good.
It is. You will not. I can almost guarantee you'll get frustrated the first time you try it because it does not spell out anything. Right. I didn't even look at the manual, but I kind of went with what I remembered, how the game goes and everything like that. It's such a weird, cool idea. In the table of contents, the fifth thing, everything has a fucking exclamation point next to it. It says like, crooks beware, take control, getting started, sled power. It's pretty good.
Well, I don't have the manual of mine. It's a box, but it doesn't actually have the manual. I've got some stickers on the inside, but yeah, no manual, just the cartridge in the box, which is a bit annoying. But
ew. I remember there's a glue gun as well, and it just looks like fucking mucus. They're just like dripping with glue all over their body. I don't think glue was ever used in the movie that I recall. Oh, I think that's a spot of blood.
He used something. So one of them got like feathers stuck to him. So there was some sort of gluey substance. Was that tar or? I can't remember what it was now, but there's some sort of gluey substance he had.
You're right. I don't remember though.
Yeah.
Cellophane. He walked into cellophane in the door in the entrance or whatever.
And that had sort of glue on it, did it, or something?
It got stuck to him, and then I don't remember. Even though I just sort of watched this movie, I honestly don't remember. So actually, I should have mentioned this in my I've been doing this recently. So my work was hosting a Christmas drive-in movie. There's like a place that has Christmas drive-in movies, and so the whole company got tickets to go to it because that's something we could sort of kind of do together, but in like a lockdown fashion because you're in your own car, you're socially distancing. Annoyingly, I was not allowed to leave my region. So I couldn't go to it, but they streamed it online via Zoom as well. Like one guy basically got his laptop and stuck it on the dashboard. So he's in his car on the dashboard. It was also raining that evening, so occasionally he had to wipe his screen. But it was really blurry to watch it. And luckily I've seen that movie so many times, but I was just sort of sitting here kind of semi-half watching it while I was doing some other stuff on my computer. But so yeah, I saw it recently and I can't remember what happened in it now. Like, I can't remember those intricate details. I just remember, I know that he got chicken feathers on him and stuff. Yes, he did get essentially tarred and feathered. And there's a word for that I forget. I also just looked up the frickin' weapons list for this in the manual. It's got a full page. So I have not explored this fully. And apparently there's a couple you can only make in expert. One is called a rope rifle, which basically sounds like you're going to hang somebody. There's the rope launcher and rope mortar. There's the sonic wave gun. and also the flashbulb shotgun. So if that's like a shotgun blast of light bulbs or something, like,
oh wow, that would be good.
it gets lethal.
So this is like
it's
kind
such
of
a
early,
weird, crazy thing.
It seems like early Dead Rising style stuff. You know, like Dead Rising, you can manufacture crazy weapons.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for avoiding those. Avoid ZFT. But it also shows, that's what it is, platform, operator, and ammo. So I don't know if the viewers can see that at all. It's probably really blurry how you like redeem stuff and put it together. This is a good idea, though, and honestly, I would have to make a note of it to like note what freaking weapons I'm making. I don't know. It's a weird, cool game. Maybe I'll stream it Tuesday as one last Christmassy
that sounds
game
fun.
or something.
We should. That sounds like we should
give it a shot. I feel like it doesn't get a lot of love, and people think like it's too convoluted to enjoy. Should I mention my runner-up, or do we do those after? Or
how do you want to do it? I can do my main one, then we can talk about runners-up afterwards if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and do yours.
Cool. So annoyingly, I don't have the box for any of my picks. They're actually at my parents' house, which I can't go to because of the world right now. Can't actually go to their house, which is really annoying. But my pick, my favorite Christmas game that is not Christmas night is James Pond 2 Robocod. Are you aware of this game at all, Scotty?
I'm aware of the fucking James Pond games.
Your heavy sigh sounds like you're not into them, or you don't like the idea.
Yeah, they're dumb. I mean, any game that's based off a pun is probably not amazing.
No,
I'm trying to find a way to get the box art to like.
They're genuinely good games. So the original James Pond, you were a fish, basically in a tuxedo, trying to take down Dr. Maybe. And
okay,
it's kind of like a basic fun platform game, the original one, even though you're a fish and you're underwater. James Pond 2 Robocod, it's a very different game, basically. It's still a platform game, but you're out of water. You're in like a Robocop style suit.
How about this? I found a picture of the box art. How about I turn off my camera, turn on my screen share, and that replaces my camera for a second? Will that mess things up or make it great?
That might work. I don't know if
let's give it a shot.
Okay,
let's just give it a shot.
The stream right now. Okay,
ladies and gentlemen.
If I switch to this, that screen doesn't work. Damn it!
Is it still trying to show my icon? Isn't it?
It's not. I'm trying to change to a different one of the different setups we've got, but it wasn't working either.
Professional.
So you may as well.
Probably doesn't matter that much.
They can't see. They can't see it. It's not even showing.
Sorry, everybody.
Unless I can bring it up on my screen.
I'll just
wait. I've got an idea. Robocod, James Pond 2. James Pond 2 Robocod.
Yeah. So instead of James Bond, it's James Pond. He's a goldfish out of water somehow. None of it makes sense, but they said it's the 90s.
Oh yeah,
the Wild West of you would not see this game happen today. There are a bunch of these too, I think.
There's three. There's at least three because I've all on the Mega Drive. So
great. The box art I found is Amiga 1200. Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh no, that's just as bad. There you go. I hope you can see that. Yes, there we go. So
I hope everyone's enjoying that. He just held it up to the listeners. He just held up his laptop that had the box art on the screen. So that's what you get with Megavisions here.
Ever the professionals. But no, seriously, it's a great game. So as I sort of mentioned, James Pond 1, you're a fish underwater swimming around and stuff, and it's kind of like a platform game. James Pond 2 is also a platform game, but it's like, as the pun name suggests, you are like Robocop. You've got this cool metal suit thing. But it's set at Christmas. In fact, it's set at the North Pole. You are at Santa Claus's massive giant workshop castle place, basically. And the whole point is Dr. Maybe has taken over the castle, the Santa's workshop, and enslaved his minions, which are not elves for some reason. They're penguins. So they're like these little Santa's helpers are all penguins, and he's kind of enslaved them to do his own building. And he's turned all these toys against you as well. And the whole idea is meant to sort of save the workshop, save Christmas, effectively. But it's really cool. So there's over 50 levels or something. There's a lot of levels in this game. The levels are really colourful, really bright, really fun. The best way to do is actually just watch a video. But you can't shoot guns in James Pond 2. There's no actual weapons you have. You have to jump on enemies and stuff.
Mm.
Like Robocop he can like crouch and like turn his body to make it smaller, and so he like slams into enemies to make him a bit heavier. But he can also stretch. His metal body lets him stretch infinitely almost. So if there's like a platform really high above you, you can reach up and just like keep stretching and grab it. And if an enemy flies into you or hits you, you come back down again. But if there's no enemies near you, you can stretch up. You can literally go up an entire level, grab the ceiling, and like sort of move along the ceiling and stuff. It's very clever the way they've done it. I've never played a platform game like it, to be honest. It's got a kind of like Alex Kidd vibe in certain areas because you can actually get in vehicles. You can get in cars, planes, even a flying bathtub, which I think is hilarious. You can also get some other pickups. You get like angel wings, which help you fly around and stuff. And the levels are really, well, they're not massive compared to today's standards, but back in the day, they're actually decent sized levels. Lots of little hidden pickups and stuff to find or areas to go to. And yeah, it's just a really great game. Some really big bosses as well, like bosses that take up the entire screen. So it's really impressive. Visually, it's a great game. The music is really good. Lots of Christmassy music. They also have if you go into the sound test mode, they've actually got a version of the RoboCop theme, like. Oh,
I don't remember. It's sure.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember
great.
the RoboCop theme.
Okay,
this was on Master System apparently too.
Yeah, it's on a ton of things. It's on Game Gear, Master System, Amiga, Mega Drive, Genesis. What else was it on? I think it came out later on like the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS. It's on the SNES, Game Boy, PlayStation 2. It's basically anything with a screen it was on at one point. It's almost like the Sonic the Hedgehog before Sonic the Hedgehog came on everything, basically. And
yeah,
it's a great game. It's a really fun game. There's also like hidden cheats and stuff. Like there's certain you get these random pickups, like little items you pick up, like cakes and apples and stuff. And sometimes in certain areas, if you pick up them in certain order, you get different things. Like at the start, there's on a roof near the start, there's these things you can pick up. Like there's a cake, hammer, earth, apple, tap, which spells out the word cheat. So if you pick them up in that order,
Captain Planet.
You then unlock all the levels in the game. So you can actually cheat that way and actually unlock everything in the game.
Oh, interesting.
I think it also gives you invincibility as well. So it's like a game-breaking cheat at the very start of the game. But it's just like they had hidden things like that, which if you found out, worked it out, like, oh my God, this is great. So yeah, there's not more I could say about it. It's just a fun, very Christmassy game.
I pasted a link to the cover art in the Twitch chat for the Commodore 64. You want to describe anything that's on that cover art? Because it's absolutely absurd.
I mean, do you want me to hold up the thing to the camera again so people can see? Or?
Well, no, I mean, like for the listeners, because he doesn't look like a fish at all. He looks like a Ninja Turtle on his head with like really? No bandana, and then they're just his fins. But I don't know how they got away with not getting sued by the RoboCop people, because that torso is definitely just straight up RoboCop.
Yeah, like that arm in particular, the arm like mechanics look very much like RoboCop. Yeah. There's a
large ballerina with a large parasol above her.
Yeah. Standing
with a typewriter next to her, and like it looks like mana like potions. I don't know what that is on the floor.
There's some penguins with a burger next to them as well.
Yeah, with the cheeseburger for some reason.
And a car with floating teeth in front of it. Like little those
jokey gag teeth. And
he's
I guess
mean,
that's Dr.
He's green, he's part machine. That's the tagline. Mm-hmm. Come on, why would you not want to play this game?
What is Dr. Evil Anti-Santa?
Doctor Maybe.
Yeah, he's got a teddy bear opened and I guess reprogramming it.
Yep.
Christmas.
It's so good. It doesn't, nothing about the game, like from the box art screams Christmas, but this is one of the most Christmassy games you could ever play, because it is in an North Pole at Christmas time, basically saving Santa. It's great.
Yep.
Wow. So, Scotty, what are your runs? Have I beaten it? Yes, I beat it years and years ago. I actually did beat the game. I actually beat it fair and square as well, not just with the cheats on. So I have beaten it fair and square. That was so long ago that I can't even remember. This is one of those. This is back when you got given a game and you're a kid. You couldn't really afford other games, so you played a game over and over and over again until you beat it, or you just cried and got bored or stuff. So Yeah, fantastic. And James Bond 3 is completely different. You're in space, like on the moon, and everything's named after cheeses and stuff. You've got like Gorgonzola Valley and crazy places like that. And the mechanics in that game are also very different to this one. So yeah, we can't even go into that game because that's a game for another time to talk about. But it's brilliant.
Is there like a play on words from Moonraker, since that's the space-based James Bond?
Yeah, no, I don't think there was actually for that one. James Bond 3. I think it's just called Operation Starfish or something, which is not...
bated breath here. Yeah, let's go.
Let's quickly find out. Yeah, James Bond 3 Operation Starfish. So yeah,
you knew that, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the third and last game in the James Bond series, apparently. So there was no more after that.
Wasn't there like an Olympic Games based?
Oh yes, there was. There was. Yes, I forgot what that's called now. That was. Yeah, I mean, wow, I didn't really like that Olympics game one. What was that called? Oh wait!
Back in the day,
he returned in James Bond in the Deathly Shallows for the iPhone and iPad in 2011. That's one reason to get an iPad, I think. That Olympics game was called the Aquatic Games. So yeah, that's like a spin-off game. But wow.
Yeah, I found it. The Aquatic Games starring James Bond and the Aquabats. So maybe that rock band. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's so good.
Sheesh.
Oh, the original name for James Bond 3 apparently was going to be James Bond 3 Splash Gordon. A bit like Flash Gordon, set in space. I don't know why they changed it. It's a bit annoying. It's so
Gordon
good.
Was.
Yeah, it's almost like the Super Mario world for the Mega Drive. That's how I can describe James Bond 3.
Holy crap. Okay. You might have to fight somebody about that.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, okay, let's move on. What were your runners up, buddy? What were your runners up?
I only had one really. I didn't give it much thought, but Blue Stinger is wonky as hell, survival horror, the brightest survival horror game you'll ever play, the cheeriest one. It does take place around Christmas, so there is Christmas music played in it, and you also do encounter references to Pen Triicelon in it as well. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, which surprised me because they're not made by the same company at all, are they?
I don't know. They're not actually, which is very strange.
Yeah,
they might be both Acclaim or something. I forget, or Activision. I don't remember.
I feel like in the UK at least they weren't the same company that made them, but maybe in America it was same publishers or something.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. That's another game I want to give some publicity to is Blue Stinger at some point. It's difficult. Some parts of it are just like so wonky that it's not fun. But my version's also wigged out on me before.
See, the thing I like about Blue Stinger is, which most survival horror, like Resident Evil doesn't do, is you can actually fight using your feet and fists and stuff. You can actually
it does have melee,
which always annoys me in Resident Evil games. It's like a zombie's about to attack me. Oh, I've just run out of ammo. I've got a shitty knife, which I can just about. It's just like
throw your gun at them.
Yeah, it's like if a zombie was after me, I would definitely do some kicking and maybe even some biting of my own. You know.
It is. It's made by the same people that made Ill Bleed. We should also mention. So it's campy as hell.
Yeah.
Blue Stinger was a launch game. I think that was the first time a console launched with a survival horror game as well.
Ooh, that's a good little factoid there. I also think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Japanese version was slightly different in that they had fixed camera angles, didn't they? Was the Western version was the cameras was more behind and could move around and stuff, whereas the Japanese one was a bit more like traditional Resident Evil, where it was stuck in like a corner, for example, and then it would change when you walk past it. But I quite like the Western version for that. Like it was all right. You got the full 3D environment. You could experience it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the camera. Oh, he agrees. Sometimes the camera was a little difficult to navigate, and I think if there was any game that would have benefited from a second stick, it would have been Blue Stinger probably. And Iron Chef mentions some Dreamcast related news if you want to get into that before your runners up, or yeah.
So Iron Chef just mentioned, did you about the Dreamcast findings? There's a Simpsons cel-shaded game found in a dev kit. Yes, we have heard about it. I know the Dreamcastic channel on YouTube actually showed off some video footage of it. So I think it's on the Dreamcast Talk forum, maybe. Someone found an old dev kit.
Maybe.
They found the Random Simpsons game, which was never released on the Dreamcast. And I'm not entirely sure. I haven't actually had a chance to actually look at the video or anything. I think, are you a fly on the wall or something? Or there's a cel-shaded Simpsons game, which it looks gorgeous. It actually looks like a cartoon.
If you go into our Discord under the Sega Gaming channel, I posted his link about it. PC Wizard is who does this amazing work. He is like 80% of keeping the Dreamcast community relevant, I'd say. He's one of the people that has made the Dream Pie, which lets you play Dreamcast games online currently. But he's been digging into dev kits and stuff, and did find it's called the Simpsons Bug Squad. And there's a screenshot of just the title screen, and also you're some sort of weird bug cockroach sort of dealy. And it looks like you're on the kitchen table, and you can see Homer in the background, and then there's another screenshot of him on the floor. Not Homer on the floor, but you're the bug. So I don't know if it's like a Mr. Mosquito Simpsons version or what. That and another one I think called Time to Kill or something like that. A first-person shooter was recently discovered, and he got a video of it, or an updated thing. Let me see if I can find his account quick enough here. My internet. I'm sorry if I sound like a robot suddenly.
These screenshots of the Simpsons game look amazing to me, though. They look so good. I'd love to be able to get my hands on it. Quickly, actually.
Oh, Take the Bullet was the name of the other game. He showed off some footage of playing a level in it. Iron Chef says there's also a solution for a cheap broadband adapter using Atomus Wave arcade parts. I did see that post recently as well. Crazy stuff, people. Crazy stuff.
It's all kicking off with the Dreamcast. I love it. Do you know if the Simpsons game is playable? Can we actually download it, or is they just...
I don't know. Okay. I could load up this forum thing. I have a broken Dreamcast dev kit. Was wondering if I'm allowed to post the hard drive files on here. And then... Doesn't look like they...
I know Dreamcastic channel did do a video of it. So, actually, Iron Chef is saying, yes, you can download it. So, I know what I'm going to do this week. I've got to work this week, but while I'm working, I'll also try and download that and see what I can do. See if I can play it, because that's going to be fun. Yeah. I found the Mega Link. Iron Chef, if you're able to share that would be lovely. If not, I can try and Google it and try and find it. But yeah.
I think I found it as well.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I'll just quickly go on to my my runners up for my picks. So again, I actually don't have the boxes with me, which is really annoying. But one of my picks is Batman Returns. Probably not the one you were thinking of. My one is Batman Returns on the Game Gear. Most people talk about Batman Returns on the Genesis or Mega Drive or even the Super Nintendo. I love the Game Gear version, and if anyone's played the Master System version, ignore the Master System version. The Game Gear version. The Game Gear Master System versions are very similar, but the Game Gear version is more playable and I think it's more fun. So reason why I'm saying Christmas game is because, if you don't know, Batman Returns is set at Christmas. In the game, there's a bit of a wintry Christmas theme going on. It's snowing and stuff, and when you enter certain levels, you do see Christmas elements to it. But Batman Returns on the Game Gear is one of my favourite superhero games of all time. It reminds me a bit of... This could sound weird. It's almost like you could be almost like a Spider-Man game, comparable, because in it, the way you fight, you throw batarangs at people, like his little boomerang things, and but they're on a little cord thing, so they fly out and they come back to you. But you can also use it you can use a grappling hook, but you can also use your grappling hook to swing and then launch another grappling hook. So you're almost like Spider-Man swinging on levels. You can actually pull that off in this game. And the way the levels are built, they're mostly left to right, but they have got some element of height to them. So You traverse by going up and down the levels and across, and it's just a fun, brilliant platformer. It's one of my favourite platformers of all time. It follows the movie to as best as it can, considering it's a 2D platform game. The levels all basically based off the movie. They follow the same story. There's some of the same characters from the movie as well. Like, how well do you know the movie? Do you know the movie quite well, or?
Not that well. I do know that people have started the argument now that Batman Returns as a Christmas movie, replacing it with the Die Hard argument, because that's what you do on the internet. But yeah.
I mean, Batman Returns to me has always been a Christmas movie. It's literally set at Christmas. There's a bit where a lady is turning on Christmas lights. To me, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the opening scene, I think, or something? Lighting up the tree or something, I forget.
There might be, I think there's a couple of bits where they sort of look at lighting up trees actually in the movie. I can't remember the actual opening. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. I need to watch it again. Yeah. But it's set at Christmas time, basically. Right. Like because the shop's all decked out with Christmas stuff and everything. So yeah, and it's a great game. So highly recommend it. Game Gear, Batman Returns. I prefer it to the Mega Drive version. Mega Drive version is very different. I prefer the levels. I prefer the gameplay in this. It's just great. Great fun. In fact, might try and stream it one day because yeah, I've got my Retro Freak, which has the ability to play Game Gear games. So get that going. Or I might find an alternative method, but maybe just use a Retro Freak is probably the best way. Probably the easiest way to do it. Yeah, and then my other runner-up, which is Toy Commander: The Christmas Demo. So if you don't know, Toy Commander had the main game, which is brilliant. It's one of my favourite Dreamcast games. And you enjoy it as well, don't you, Scotty? Or am I just?
Yeah, I think you and I are some of the strongest advocates for it.
Oh yeah, it's a great game. It's such a fun game. But the official Dreamcast magazine in I assume America and the UK, they released they had demo discs obviously, and they had demo disc 1, which had a whole playable level of Toy Commander, but at Christmas. So it's like Christmas themed missions basically. They also had a summer one as well, which no one seems to talk about, but there's definitely a summer one because I remember playing it. It's actually really fun. The Christmas one, though, is really good. It's really fun. And have you got it there, Scotty? Scotty's picking up some to it.
This is the game itself, Toy Commander, but if you can find the demo disc for the magazine that looks like this, it's got Cal the Kangaroo on it. It's from January 2001, Volume 10. This has the holiday mission. You can see...
I'm just going to
really small. It says Toy Commander Holiday Mission. But this is we streamed it one year during the marathon, but it's got it says playable demos, F355 Challenge, Passione Rosa, Sega Marine Fishing, Cal the Kangaroo, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, Pod Speed Zone, Speed Devils Online Racing, Toy Commander Holiday Mission. And then non-playable Phantasy Star Online, Evil Dead, Hail to the King, Grandia 2. And it does have the Sega Dreamcast web browser 2.0 with SegaNet.
Oh, nice.
But that is the one. I did actually find this on the internet for the sole purpose of playing that holiday mission myself.
Oh, wow, okay. So I actually don't have that one with me, annoyingly. But I do have Dream On Volume 11, in Europe at least, has the
Oh, my.
You're not going to be able to see it on here. That writing is terrible. But there's a Toy Commander Summer demo, which I just mentioned as well. So there was a summer mission they did as well, moving away from Christmas. But yeah, most people don't talk about the
summer mode.
So
yeah, what is that?
Demo,
how's that summary?
Essentially, from what I can remember, there's one of the main levels, one of the main rooms. They've kind of decked out the bottom of the room with sand. And there's a big puddle of water, so it's almost like a beach theme. And I can't remember the mission. There's something you have to do, like pick up some stuff or drop some stuff off on the beach. Actually, I think there's toxic waste barrels or something on the beach which you have to collect and get rid of, or something like that. It's
all right, sure.
It's been a while. I think I played it once or twice. It lasts 5 minutes. It's really short demo.
I kind of want to look it up. I'm looking it up now. I'm curious what that could possibly be. Or I'm sorry if I get robotic for a moment here, people. I would like to have some screenshots. Nothing. Oh, it does show that Wacky Races demo. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that stuff in mind, should we give a shout out to the Christmas DLC you could get for some games that we've enjoyed?
Yeah,
thing that comes to mind is, of course, the Sonic Adventure add-on for Station Square. It would literally just put a Christmas tree in the middle of Station Square in different areas. And I think Sonic Adventure 2, they had Halloween costumes. Did they have Christmas costumes? I don't remember.
I don't actually remember Christmas one for number 2, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure.
I'll just type in Christmas Dreamcast and see what happens. There was a Christmas Seaman package console deal. Someone's selling it for a low price of $1,200 right now.
Oh, wow. So that game, there's nothing different about that game. They just repackaged it in Japan. So they did a Christmas version of Seaman, which was just the box was Christmassy. But it's limited edition and rare, so yeah. Well,
the Reddit forums don't help too much because it says Sonic Adventure, Shenmue, it snows, and then Blue Stinger. Thanks for nothing, Internet.
Oh, man. There are some other great Christmas games out there as well. Like Days Before Christmas. Don't know if you know about that one. You're actually playing Santa Claus in that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I did have a whole list up earlier, and now I don't have that in front of me.
What about your whatever days of Christmas? No, we won't pull the curtain back too far on that. No,
don't something was planned this year which got cancelled last minute because lack of time and everything and real life world stuff going on. But maybe next year.
Iron Chef asks, you can do Christmas stuff in Shenmue. I don't remember that you can, unless you're talking about talking to Santa.
Yeah, all I remember is talking to Santa and Santa appearing. Was there something else you could do?
And then they say, don't freaking speed run Shenmue. No, I will not bother with that. Thank you. I don't remember any other Christmas DLC related stuff. I guess I was thinking mainly of Sonic Adventure and all that crazy stuff you could do with the Dreamcast because it had a modem. You Christmas with Nozomi. You do? Her outfit was kind of Christmassy to begin with, just like a sweater and a plaid skirt thing, right?
Yeah, I guess I can't actually remember. I guess maybe you could speak to Nozomi at the time, and it's been a while since I played that, so I can't really remember. I forgot Bayonetta 2's got a Christmassy theme as well. Don't know if you remember that.
Oh, really?
At the very start, at least, I've never actually finished Bayonetta 2 because I got it quite late on and never got around to finishing it. But at the very start, at least, it's sort of set during Christmas time. So there's the opening cutscene, there's Christmas shopping going on and stuff like that. So a bit of a Christmas-related thing there going on. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, what's going on in the chat?
Oh, look who's in the chat now, Mr. Baron Von Powell. There's some cool Christmas stuff going on in PSO2 right now. So Phantasy Star Online 2 right now. Lots of cool decorations in the lobby. Brings back old memories of playing the OG PSO on Dreamcast back in the day. Okay, the OG cool. PSO on DC.
Yo. Iron Chef also mentions the Segata Sanshiro game on the Saturn that actually had a Christmas level.
Okay.
I didn't know vaguely remember.
That checks out, that he would have had his own game.
Oh, yeah, he had his own game. Japan only, unfortunately. But, I vaguely remember there was meant to be a Christmas level in that. So, got to play that game.
Nice.
Yeah. That's it for me, actually. That's all my runners-up and the main game. Check James on 2, Robocop. Check it out.
Honey, I got to tell you about this sandwich.